Dear listener, ClockTower is intended for mature audiences and might be inappropriate or possibly triggering to some. Many of the themes and events in ClockTower are inspired by weird fiction as well as similar concepts, which means the show can get dark.
If that isn't something you enjoy, please listen at your own discretion. We here at the ClockTower care about you, so please put your mental health first. Our show will be here when you're ready.
Hello, welcome to another episode of ClockTower, a D&D 5e experience. I'm Who's, the producer of the show as well as the main voice for the agent known as Rock. I am starting today's episode to address a critical technical issue that we suffered on the post-production side. Trent's mic wasn't properly routed into our recording software and is sadly lost. Thankfully, his microphone is sandwiched between Kball and Cal's, and we were able to salvage that audio that bled over into their equipment. So the audio you hear in this episode is from said microphones. You will still be able to listen to Jaeger's beautiful voice, but it will not sound as good as it usually does. Our apologies, and how humorous that something like this happens on the final episode of the first season. With that being said, for those of you familiar with 5th edition, keep in mind that all of our players are playing a custom class called the ClockTower Agent. We also play with a lot of house rules that we as a group collectively enjoy. We explain these rules as they come up, so if you are just joining us, you may need to listen back to previous episodes to clear up any confusion. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and welcome to the ClockTower.
The light of Ulhm is one of very few lights in this world that illuminates this battlefield at all. And right now, it blazes over and silhouettes not 4 agents fighting it, but 5. As Kball throws his sword towards Ulhm. We'll see if it hits. 18 plus 11? That'll hit.
What? That's a 30. Why would we try to fight this man?
So he does 16 damage to Ulhm, and then dashes to where his sword is like sticking out of, as it like starts sinking in, as if Ulhm is trying to like eat the clock tower weapon, and he grabs the sword and like flings himself away from Ulhm as he like tries to push Ulhm back, but like that doesn't do anything. And you see that his sword is rippling with the magic of Ulhm as if it's trying to eat it, but the clock tower magic itself is keeping it from doing so. And that is Kball's turn. As he out the gate just did fucking 16 damage to Ulhm.
Who next?
Now it is Sam's turn.
Sam actually seeing Kball take a direct action against Ulhm and not just like, because Sam has hoped, but actually knows that Kball's on their side. Is going to look at the mass of Ulhm and then again reach down back into themselves and try and draw out that raw power and casts slow, creating the giant astral clock face, slowing to a crawl. Please make a DC 13 wisdom save.
19.
I'll clock tower dice that. I won.
So that takes away Ulm's +1 wisdom, so it's still 19.
All right, and that's my turn.
Is anybody else clock tower dicing that? Kball will. So Kball does it. It's 19 minus 8 is 11.
So that fails. So Ulm's AC goes down by 2. It has disadvantage on all dex checks. It can only make an action or a bonus action, not both. It cannot take reactions, and then has a special thing about spells.
What is the special thing about spells?
If the spell takes an action, you have to roll a d20 on a 11 or higher. It takes 2 actions to cast, or sorry, 2 turns to cast.
Because all of its attacks are technically spells, but they're using them as attacks. Like its multi-attack is basically it firing 2 spells that are abilities, basically. But I allow them to be dispelled, one of them to be dispelled. So I guess for slow, it can't use multi-attack as long as it's slowed. And it gets to try and save at the end of each one of its turns. Sick. In that case, it is now Rock's turn.
Go get him, bud.
Rock is gonna look towards Sam, look at Ulhm, look at everybody fighting together, and with that feeling of hope surge through them, pulls out their sword and realizes they have to run a while to get to Ulhm, so they're gonna spend their turn. Rock will just and like all three of them side by side and end their turn.
Okay, bet. In that case, it is now Ulm's turn. Ulm, since it can't use its multi-attack because it's slowed, is going to use its other ability, which is Ulm can cast any of its spells it knows at 9th level.
Nice.
And is going to cast Sunbeam at Sam.
All right.
So
It was a 60-foot line.
So it would hit Trinket as well. So Sam needs to make Sam and Trinket need to make a Constitution saving throw. So DC 15.
Yikes. That is a 9 for Sam.
5.
Okay. What'd you get? Oh, so you both are taking damage.
Yeah.
Okay, so was it 68? Wait, is it 68 or 86?
It is 68 radiant damage, and we're both blinded.
Right. That's the important bit. 28 damage.
I'm gonna half that.
Me too.
Fire damage. It's supposed to be radiant in the thing, but it's so all of their attacks are fire damage. And you took damage, so can you roll
Oh
your
yeah, we both gotta take.
concentration?
Yep. 14. I got an 18 concentration, so that passes.
You pass. Now roll the memory loss.
Memory loss. No.
Trinket memory loss. 18 damage.
Is I'm just rolling a 20?
Mm-hmm. Well, plus wisdom.
Plus wisdom.
Yeah, and tribute to 15.
So too.
Memory loss to both of you, 18 psychic damage.
Also, we're both blinded,
And you're both blind.
but they're still slowed. That's the only thing they can do.
That is the only thing they can do this turn. So much, yeah. He's the end boss of an entire season. I don't know what you want from me. It's now Trinket's turn. Trinket blind. Trinket can try and save against blind.
I'm gonna try to save against blind. Is that a con save?
Huh? It is a con, isn't it? What?
I thought blind was just duration.
You can blind or deafen a foe. Choose one creature that can see within range to make
Until
a
your
Constitution saving
next
throw.
turn.
Until your next turn. That's what I thought. Said it
And
was
on a
minute, I was
successful
wrong.
save, the target isn't blinded.
So I'm just blind until the end of its next turn.
End of Ulm's next turn. So you're blind until the end of Ulm's next turn, which means you can still attack. You just have disadvantage.
All right, I'll
So here's
Bonk there.
here's an interesting question, right? If Trinket hits Ulm and marks Ulm for death, Trinket can then see Ulm regardless of what plane of existence it's on. Maybe can Trinket still see Ulm if Trinket's blinded?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I would say so, because it's an aura sense, right?
Right.
It's you described it with Reagan as like you see like flashes of them, like magically.
I would also argue, like, Ulm is very big, and depending on where you are, like, if you swung at Ulm before, I think you can hit the same spot.
Yeah,
You're like,
it's
oh,
not
that's
like
Ulm.
Ulm is moving.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say if you hit Ulm and mark Ulm for death, you are blinded to everything else. Like if Kball was still fighting you, that'd be
Right.
really bad. But you know where Ulm is. Like literally, the whole point of that class is I know where you are. You cannot hide from me.
But still disadvantage on this attack roll?
Yeah.
Right.
This time, my highest one's a 6.
Unfortunate.
I mean, my lowest one's a 6, which is
What was your highest one, out of curiosity?
my highest one would have hit. It's a 19.
Okay.
That's why I've been doing okay. And that's all right, because next turn we'll get him.
Get him!
All right. So that was Trinket's turn. It's now Jaeger's turn.
But yeah, Jaeger's gonna stay down on knee. He's taking some sharpshooter shots.
Okay.
That's gonna be a 15 to hit.
Okay.
And,
Yeah, 15 hits because it's slowed.
and then that's going to be a 13 to hit.
Ooh, that's contest.
That
No,
misses.
wait.
Oh, it misses?
Yeah, I was
Oh.
gonna say, wait, I'm gonna add a concert. It's gonna be 15 to hit.
That also hits.
And sharpshooter shots, doing the damage.
15 points of damage for the first attack, 15 points of damage for the second attack. That's the exact lowest I can roll.
You're doing 15 damage as your lowest point of damage?
Because sharpshooter feat,
I'm taking -5 to my chance to hit to get a +10 to my damage.
plus 10 damage.
30 damage. And you can do that as many times as you want. There's no limit on
'Cause I'm taking
doing
that
it per
-5.
turn or anything.
It's just
Negative
-5 to hit.
So that was Jaeger's turn. Jaeger just did a fuckload of damage to Ulm. It's now Kball's turn. Kball is going to attack it twice. That hits. Ooh, that one maybe not. That's 15. Oh, it does because it's slowed.
Yep.
Okay, well.
Slow is a great spell. Everyone talks good on haste, but slow is great.
Yeah, they're both really good.
Well, he rolled minimum damage for that one, which is 9. And 14 for the second one, so 23 in total.
Damn.
Okay, Ulhm is officially bloodied, which activates its ability.
There it is.
When Ulhm reaches half health or below, it immediately, and I'm just gonna say that I'm gonna stop it there and then describe what happens, but just so you guys know, this is an ability I had written down previously.
Nuclear explosion.
As Kball like slices up and like the light of Ulhm kind of splits where it was sliced and the whole thing kind of wavers and you hear that noise that it makes almost come out less like the usual sort of chorus that is it and just like a distorted scream. It stops for a second and then a ray of arcing fire and light comes out to the right of Rock, which is probably, I would say, the nearest available space, and just like beams down so hard you guys can't like look at it for a second. Well, I mean, Trinket can't see anything anyway.
That's insane.
And then a feminine form made out of like the same light and fire as Ulhm, with like a vaguely visible skeletal structure, and their hair is just the wisping fire and light of Ulhm, and it doesn't have any facial features or anything. It is just like that burning light. Stands up and then floats above the ground slightly as the quote-unquote true avatar of Ulhm comes forth, and the other Ulhm is still there as well. The avatar of Ulhm looks at Kball, and you guys hear in that same sort of like horrible cacophony, like there's an underlying voice below it all that says,
"You're such a disappointment."
And then it is going to Scorching Ray.
Oh, this is the first time Ulm's gone again. That's right.
Oh, this isn't Ulhm. It has its own initiative, its own. It goes now. It literally says Ulhm does this immediately, and then this thing go. It is going to move behind Kball, and it's going to use multi-attack. It makes 2 weapon attacks, and I didn't describe this, but it reaches inside of itself, pulling out a silver sword that looks like it's carved in runes, and just slices Kball in the back twice. 17 plus 11, that'll hit. 4 plus 11, that'll hit.
I'll ClockTower dice that. 4 plus 11?
Yeah,
Minus 4.
it misses. So first attack hits. That's a 2 plus 8, so 10 damage to Kball. And then it's gonna Scorching Ray Kball. Just like, but Kball is holding the lantern, so the Scorching Ray does not affect him. And the true avatar of Ulm notices that. Like specifically looks at the lantern and looks at Kball and looks like it's gonna try and make a move. It's now Sam's turn.
Oh god, I'm fucking blind. Oh fuck. Oh god. Oh my eyes.
Sam saw nothing.
Sam will. Can I make a history check to use the last mental snapshot of where I saw people?
Yeah, I mean, you can still attack just with disadvantage.
Yeah. And I'll just throw it to blasted Ulm, or where I think Ulm is.
Bet. Disadvantage, but you can still try.
No, this both miss.
Okay. So, which makes sense. Sam's like, I'm blind! Just like fires 2 shots out that just like miss completely.
And that's my turn.
So, it's now Rock's turn.
Rock, not being blinded, sees all this fucking shit happen. Specifically, like right next to them, the thing go. So Rock's gonna get right behind the scorchy skeleton lady, and will just whistle very loudly and be like, "Hey, over here!" Thunk, and like using advantage, hit them twice.
Okay.
So that's gonna be a 17 for the first attack.
That misses.
What the fuck?
If I know here, I would have cast slow on them.
Jesus. Okay, how about a 21?
That hits, for
Thank
sure.
God. So, to recap, hit the second one, rolled a 1, use my blade type A, got a 5, 10 hit points.
All right. It is now Ulm's turn. Ulm can do one thing, because it's still slowed, right?
Yes. At the end of his turn, make a wisdom save.
It's going to hit Jaeger with 9th level Scorching Ray.
You get you get 10 rays of 2d6.
It's going
You
to
roll
hurt.
to hit with all of them.
Right, so I'm just going to roll them all, figure out which ones hit, and then roll all my dice.
Yep.
16 plus 7, hit, miss. 5 so far.
This is the most suspenseful game of blackjack I've ever seen in my life.
Miss. 5 hits and 3 misses so far, so I've got 2 more. 1, let's see how bad it is. Double 1, and then a 12. So it's gonna take, something bad is gonna happen to it. Something real bad is gonna happen to it. It's gonna take that 2d6
You have
damage.
one more.
Hit.
So 6 hits.
6 hits out of 10, 4 misses. So it does to itself. Actually, I can't figure out. Fuck, I actually can't figure out how I'm gonna do.
Or, you know, for flavor, I mean, Sam literally caught a fucking Scorching Ray and it gave him a spell slot. Have, like, Jaeger just like, just fucking, like, have it, like, imbued
Yeah, give
him
me a
with,
spell slot.
no, but, like, give him a fucking, like, +2 to his next attack or some
No, you
shit.
know what? I'll let it. Your weapon absorbs it, and you can have 2 extra d6 on your next attack. Okay, so now is time when you need to decide whether or not you're gonna be taking these damages.
You may also want to half the 18 as you fail.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that too.
Yeah, true. So 8 damage. That's 1. 7 damage. 6 damage. 3 damage. 9 damage. 7 damage.
Did you fail? Like, big bad?
You did?
Did you choose to cut any of the damage
You should
before
cut that 18.
you did the 18? Okay, you just chose. Okay, bet. Smart. That's a lot. Jaeger just got beamed. Ulm's light explodes outwards, and then 10 rays of light all try and hit Jaeger, and Jaeger manages to dodge like a lot of them, but gets hit by way too many of them, and then catches the last one on his rifle, and his rifle, rather than being disintegrated, absorbs the magic, and you hear the chiming of the clock tower vaguely in the distance as you look at your rifle, just like emanating with Ulm's light, and you see it like focus into the barrel where your bullet is sitting.
Oh yeah, this is what I wanted.
It's the Ulhm show.
As you're like burning from so many different spots, just flaking off parts of you. Don't forget, you also have a d4 minus to hit for your next hit as well. It is now Trinket's turn.
Okay.
Trinket can see again.
I can see. No, I'm gonna, I'm gonna hit the orb. 24.
To hit?
Yeah.
That hits.
And I'm gonna mark it for death.
Yeah.
Now
So
you'll have
it is
advantage.
10 damage.
Nice.
I'm also gonna just like take one step away from the avatar. Yep. It's gonna kind of put some distance. Can't fight on all fronts.
So that's the end of your turn.
Yep.
It's now Jaeger's turn.
Yeah.
You better shoot it while you're still alive.
Ow. Jaeger fucking like comes up off the knee. It's
Declare sharpshooter if you're gonna use it, by the way.
Like, yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing. Jaeger comes up off the knee, fucking like, sort of still fucking a film of gold dust coming off of him. One leg just gone. Yeah, he's just golden leg. And yeah, he's gonna fucking raises his gun to his shoulder, goes, "Fuck you," and then fires. First shot, it's gonna be a 17 hit.
Minus a d4.
17 minus 4, 13 to hit. There we go. Second attack is gonna be a 26.
Minus 4?
Well, I mean, minus 4 even doesn't matter. I would still.
25.
25.
Okay, that hits.
It's gonna be 17 points of damage. Also, then at that point, Jaeger's gonna fall back down to a knee and be like,
We're gonna see you back in the clock tower, Jaeger.
I did my best.
Ulm is on death's door.
Oh shit. Please let it be Castell. Please let it be Castell.
It is Castell's turn. Castell sees the avatar having come out and attacks him, and like, you and Trinket can hear this because you're close enough, but he like under his breath goes, "Not like this, please don't." And then she just like lays into him and smashes him, and he looks at Ulm and he looks at like the avatar in front of him, and then he just, knowing he's gonna get fucked up by the avatar again, just turns and just lays into Ulm, just like trying to kill Orb. 17 plus 11, that hits. 12 plus 11, that hits. 5 plus 8 is 13. 6 plus 8 is 14. So that's 27, right? Mm-hmm. Ulm look fucked. Ulm's light is like breaking apart in the sky right now. It's not gone. It's like holding itself roughly in the shape, but there's like, it looks like pockets of light, and it now looks less like pockets of light and more like thousands, millions, uncountable amounts of like people's souls curled up in these small, like almost hive-like groupings that are all breaking apart into Ulhm. And as one like breaks apart, it turns into like a grain of sand sized wisp that like breaks apart and floats away. And that's happening so much that it looks like Ulhm is just like pollen exploding out from it.
Is that Castell's turn?
It is Castell's turn.
All right.
It is now the true avatar. Its turn.
Did I get its attention?
Well, you know what? I'll roll for it.
I appreciate it.
If I roll,
Do you want to do high-low as usual?
I'll roll 15 perception check on like if it succeeds a 15 perception check, it will turn and fight you. It's got a +4 perception as well. 16 +4, 20. It goes. You like smack in the back. You're like, hey, and it turns and looks at you and is gonna use its full multi attack on you.
Fuck it, go for it.
26 to hit, 25 to hit, 6 + 7 is.
That misses.
That does miss. Its Scorching Ray misses, which is important. it has a different plus to hit with its Scorching Ray than it does with its ClockTower
I
weapon.
could have deflected it though.
16 damage for the first hit,
Okay.
and
I'm thinking.
9 damage for the second one.
I'll half the 16.
Okay.
So 8, 9, that's 17.
God, if it was able to use its multi-attack the majority of this fight, it would have fucked you guys up so hard.
Sam with the clutch slow. This has been a long time coming.
It's now Sam's turn.
Sam's gonna go 25 feet, probably right over here, close to the battlefield. And I'm just gonna throw blast at Ulhm.
Okay. Roll to hit.
17, 12 damage.
Sam like lifts their pipe, their wand, their ClockTower weapon towards Ulhm. Do you say anything before you do this? Do you want to say anything as...
I think Sam doesn't really say anything, but uses, like they feel their spell still on Ulhm, this kind of slowed ticking, and they use that to just channel their magic and just shatter it on Ulhm.
So your like the magic comes out of the end of your ClockTower weapon and it like hits Ulhm but starts like kind of wrapping around Ulhm, and it starts like water poured over cracks on the side on the cement starts seeping in between all of the cracks that are in Ulhm, and then with an explosive force it shatters the remnants of Ulhm away, just like into a billion pieces, just specks so small the eye can't see it anymore. And as that like golden light sort of like ripples and flashes around all of you, you see that the light surrounding the avatar of Ulhm that it is like made out of shatters and dims as well, like that there's no longer that connection. And what is left is you see a girl who's like covered in, it looks like parts of her have been burnt out so much that they're no longer connected. There is a gap in her forearm. It was if like, you know the statue of people who are like broken apart and they float on their own? That's kind of what she looks like. She's like held together by basically nothing, and she's only like fragmented pieces. And there's still the light of Ulhm like floating around her, but she's not made out of it anymore. And like she has a face now, but her eyes are just that like light of Ulhm. And some of the like flecks that are going are like catching onto her and being absorbed into her. And there's a core at the center where her chest is broken that you can kind of see glows a little brighter as well, as if like if she isn't done away with as well, Ulhm will just start again from her. But she like screams as Ulhm is shattered and loses half of her hit points. She's now bloodied.
Let's go!
All of the light shatters and she screams as it is now Rock's turn.
Rock looking up after getting the shit, like just like, oh god. Looks up and just sees them wither away and goes, it's your time now. And we'll fucking go to attack with advantage. Ahoy. That is going, oh, I have advantage, push for it. Ooh, bet. It's gonna be a 19 to hit for the first one.
Okay.
Second attack will be a like 24.
Both of those hit.
Bet.
Their AC is 8.
So first attack roll damage, that's going to be a 12. Second attack roll damage is going to be a 9.
Okay.
7, 9.
16 damage total, right?
Yep.
That Ulm's dead. It is now Trinket's turn.
Okay, well, I'm gonna just swivel right around and attack the avatar.
And you get advantage.
you guys can also see that, like, there's not a person in there anymore. Like, whatever called Kball a disappointment was Ulhm, not any remnants of, like, this might be what you assume is Elia's body, because it's kind of like the burnt corpse of a ClockTower agent, but there's no, that, like, she's raving.
There's not a person in there.
I mean, I rolled a 19, so
That hits.
we hit.
Ball.
We hit. 7.
Okay. So now it's Jaeger's turn.
Alright, Jaeger's gonna fucking, like, Jaeger's on the ground at this point.
Jaeger's pretty fucked.
Jaeger rolls over onto his fucking stomach, lays down, and uses his shoulder as a fucking, as like a...
Right, he's like long range shooting
Yeah,
it now.
he's like, fuck it, okay, one sec. I'd like to make a sharpshooter shot for the first one.
Yeah, it's a good thing you have Sharpshooter and the ClockTower ability, because she would definitely have at least 3/4
Three-fourths
cover
cover,
based on where she
yeah.
is and you.
Hey, that's gonna be a 21.
Yeah.
With a -5?
With a -5.
19 plus.
Jesus. Okay, well, you hit.
Yeah. Roll 19.
Fuck her up. Fuck her up. Oh, good catch.
Yeah.
There we go. 6 plus 14 is 20 points of damage. And second attack. Fuck it, we're gonna go sharpshooter again just to see if we can pull it off. Ah! No.
Yeah.
How do we share?
First one goes.
Yeah,
How
we
much
should've done
is the damage for the...
20. 20 overall.
It's now the true Avatar's turn. It just fucked Rock up a whole bunch. It no longer has a Scorching Ray attack because Ulhm is dead, but it is going to, like, freak out and slash. 17 plus... Ooh, that was almost a natural 20. That hits as well. So,
Both hit.
yep. 18 for the first damage,
Okay.
and
Am I able to cut that
7
in half?
or 14 for the second.
I'll cut the 18 in half.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I'm tank.
Yeah. You can't be doing well, though.
I mean, I think I'm just now at half.
Jesus.
Maybe
Tank,
so-
though.
Yeah, tank.
Hit points are resource to burn.
It's Kball's turn, and he, like, looks at what's left of, like, pretty obviously the person he loves, just, like, literally, like, screaming an inhuman scream and slashing wildly at Rock as Rock just, like, and he, like, goes to hold up the lantern, and he can't. He pulls it off of his belt, and he goes to hold it up, and he just, like, his hand drops, and then he, like, looks up, and he goes, Rock, catch, and throws it at Rock. And he uses his action to give.
I will say if I'm like guarding against it, I'll fucking like and like throw the blade away with my like obviously used to throw blade away sword. And like catch it like with my fucking right arm like right in the air.
Okay. Would you like to use your action to activate the lantern? Okay. As Rock holds the lantern up in front of the what's left of the avatar of Ulhm, all of those sparks that you saw absorb into them start to be ripped out by the lantern as it just starts absorbing the light of Ulhm, and you see it like holds its sword up to try and defend itself because like something is threatening whatever life it has left, and it holds its sword up, and the sword starts getting eaten into the lantern, and as that like remnants of it didn't look like a new ClockTower weapon. It looked like run down. And as that thing gets absorbed into the light, you see out of the bottom of the lantern, a single coin drops at Rock's feet as the sword disappears, it just like is consumed completely. And then the light in the middle of the creature's chest gets absorbed into the lantern, and it like falls to its knees, and there's just no light or life in its eyes anymore. Like it falls to its knees and then just starts turning into that like flaking away ash, and all of you can already feel it before you hear it. That sound of the clock tower chiming in the distance.
I would say before like hearing that, I would just like reach out to Kball, like try like if I have any sort of reach, just like a hand on the shoulder, or even just like a knowing nod. Any form of like action I can take to like a thank you, I would give to Kball.
You see, like, as you look up at Kball, his hand, he's kind of just like, almost like one of his hands is reaching out towards the pile of ash that's like blowing away and like disappearing into what's left of all of the gray ash that's all around everything.
I'm gonna use since I have it as an Eldritch Invocation, I'm going to use at will, cast Silent Image of just all the people, his previous family, kind of not like so he can see, but like around him, so he can see like other people are here with him. And as Sam's going to walk up, just like join the group.
If we're all gathering around Castell, I would also motion Trinket to come into the circle party, because they are one of us, as we're all kind of encroaching around him.
And as like, it literally is like all the people who he used to know standing around him, and like all of you actually standing around him, and you all feel like you're being pulled back to the clock tower. He looks up at Trinket and says, "I'm sorry for what they did to you." And then you guys feel it like a crushing wave washing over you. You're back in the clock tower, and Trinket's still with you, but Castell isn't. And we see somewhere else, some other almost mirror of your own clock tower, one filled with so many trophies that you wouldn't have time to count them. On a couch that looks too much like all of yours, Castell sits on a couch alone and looks at a mirror with the mission finished for the first time since he can remember. And all of you are awake in your clock tower.
I don't know what to do.
It's over. We did it. We saved the world, galaxy, however big that was.
Yeah, I guess. I was expecting some form of, I don't know, finality. Like, I don't know, maybe like, this is the part where I like retire, I guess? Like, I don't know, it just feels like we did it. We saw past agent lose everything they ever loved, and their past love literally decomposing right in front of them.
Yeah, we shouldn't undercut the accomplishments that we have, right? We killed an elder god. We've saved billions of worlds.
Yeah, no, you're right. I don't know, I guess I just, after something like that, I expected to not just be back in the tower like we usually are. I don't know, ignore me. I'm probably just in a weird headspace. We did it. We absolutely, we did it.
Jaeger's been sitting on the couch, but he has one leg pulled up and he has his arms wrapped around it, sort of almost like he's like thankful that it's back. And I'm pretty sure no one else saw how badly he looked at the time. They just saw the lasers fly out into the distance, and then he just kept shooting, so maybe they didn't realize, but he's just sort of holding onto that one leg that's missing. And he sort of glances up at Rock and says, "Well, look at it this way. Sunshine. You saved billions, and that's very important."
Make it we, not you, we. But yeah, we did it.
Well, and Trinket's still here. I'm sorry you didn't go back to your tower, what's left of it, but I'm glad she's still part of the family.
Probably for the best they didn't. Us being alone never turns out well.
Is he still alone?
That's what I was thinking.
Maybe not for long. If Trinket ended up with us, then maybe when a new batch of people show up, he'll get a whole new team. Someone else to watch his back.
Yeah.
He just didn't want to move on, so he didn't have a chance to try.
I don't know, I feel like being alone in a job like this is a fate worse than death.
Hell. It's hell.
But that's why you can walk away at any time.
Well, doesn't seem to be entirely that easy.
I mean, but it is. The only reason why people don't walk away completely is that they have to hold on to something that's a part of them. Which, to be fair, I understand.
Well, we don't know if you lose everything you've ever learned and then like who you are as a person when you completely leave. Because if you try to leave with your pocket watch, you're getting hunted for the rest of your days.
The thing is, people want to keep a weapon on them. Especially their weapon. It's part of you. I'm sure they'll find their own way soon.
I mean, it's not the only way to leave.
And as Jaeger says that, you all look at the door, that is in and of itself open beyond the wardrobe and see the dark abyss that waits for you. But in front of you, on the table, is a lantern that has a light in it that still shines dangerously bright in and of itself. And I suppose, since you all have killed the light, we'll have to see what's waiting in the dark. Hey, Ellie again. Thank you for listening. We have big news. This episode marks the end of Season 1 of ClockTower. The show isn't over, and we've already started working on Season 2. That being said, ClockTower will be going on hiatus so that we can update and improve the entire face of ClockTower, from our social media to bringing you more of the show and even new content. For those on our Patreon, we will still be releasing monthly episodes of Clocking Those Towers. So if you want to keep up with the crew while we're away and get an update on how Season 2 is coming together, be sure to tune into those. Feel free to tell your friends and family that the first season is over now and it's a great time to catch up before Season 2. All of that being said, I would like to thank our producer, Who's, at who's.music, and our editor, Cal, for making the episodes what they are. I would also like to thank our sponsor, Alpha Lupine Images, for donating the equipment to help us make more content with better quality. Thank you to Cal, Parker, Kball, and Trent for their great performances. And thank you again for listening. ClockTower will return on January 6th, 2023. Until then, time's ticking. See you in the ClockTower.